Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're doing a little bit. We're going to be doing something a little bit differently today. We're playing some Farming Simulator, pretty different from the Helldivers for the first episode. But I do enjoy some farm machinery. So we're doing it. This is a game I've already played a little bit. We've gone through maybe probably 2 or 3 seasons. I think just two actually. I can go ahead and show the machinery a little bit. So we have a Silverado, got a 3500. Gotta love 'em, gotta love 'em. We got a little skid steer, little Bobcat skid steer over there with a gooseneck. We're doing bees as well, and I'll get on that a little bit later. Um, I like myself some John Deere, so we're doing John Deere. Got the nice T560i in here, nice little grain cart there. Um, and this is the base game map. Got a nice little, I think that's an 8-row header, possibly? I don't know. But yep, solid fertilizer, planter. Uh, we own, as you can see in the map, fields 4 and 3. I got that plowed up, so now it's one big field. And we also own fields 8 and 2 right there. So we have a decent amount of land, not too much, but and we have two things of greenhouses right here. We have one making chili peppers right now, and then we have one making tomatoes over here, and we have a nice little storage shed right there that I usually keep the skid steer in. Let's actually check. The water's doing good, so. But yeah, that's about it for the farm. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Well, let's hop in the 6R here and we'll get plowed. So this season, or previous seasons, we were doing corn. But this season, I'm planning on doing sunflowers. Now, there is a reason for that, and I'm sure you can guess, because of the beehives. So, beehives do give a bonus yield. We'll see. I don't know how much it is. I've played this many games in or the last titles of Farming Simulator in the past, but I don't remember what the yield bonus is for the bees. So we're gonna find out together. In this video, we're probably going to we're gonna get this field plowed. I'll probably speed it up for y'all so you don't have to sit through this. But after that, we will plant the sunflowers, get that going in, and should be a fun time. Should be a fun time. A lot slower on the gameplay than Helldivers for sure. But yeah, part of the reason why we're doing a little change of pace from Helldivers to Farming Simulator. One, I've been wanting to record this game anyways, so it works out. But also because Helldivers, not really working right now for me. It is quite, well, buggy, as it is for many other people because of the new update where we can now go into the tunnels and there's new enemies, the Bile Dragon, like I like to call it, a bunch of different stuff like that. So, but the issue is, someone or you join the game, it will crash. Just the whole game crashes, and so there's nothing you can do about it. The developers have noticed it and have said they are working on it. So, well, I hope to see improvements pretty soon, because I do want to play the game. And it's fine if you are like the host, though you will crash if someone joins your game. So I think it's probably fine if it's you're the host and you have and you're private, so no one else can join you. No one else that wasn't originally on your Super Destroyer, because if you have a friend on your Super Destroyer, I do believe it'll work. But So I might do a nice little Helldivers recording. Okay, okay. I might do a Helldivers recording, but it's going to be like a solo run, and so you won't even see any of the cool looking enemies like the Bile Dragon. I don't know what difficulty those spawn, but you know, maybe like difficulty 5 or 4. Probably maybe challenging. But yeah. Hope y'all have had a pretty good day. I've had a decent day today. Went to class, that sort of thing. Did a little bit of heat transfer, a little bit of engineering analysis. Wouldn't recommend that class to y'all. Not the most fun thing in the world. It's basically, well, it's analysis, so I'm sure it's similar to some like maybe business classes, but so far it's basically just matrices the class. We've done nothing but matrices, and it's week 3, week 4. Actually, I think it's week 3. Could be week 4. I don't know, but you know, it's been pretty much that. Pretty boring. Low-key difficult, though. It's very odd. I've had more of a struggle with that class than the the fluid dynamics and heat transfer. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Probably just my lack of ability to do just math theory. I've never been that excited over that type of stuff, because I like to apply things a lot more than just theorize, which is part of the reason why I'm going for this major, of course, because I could do like physicists, though I don't want to get a doctorate, so that's not happening. But that'd be kind of cool, you know, get into astro, be an astrophysicist, kind of like Neil, but you know, which would be cool, because I'm very into astronomy and whatnot. Another reason why I'm going for aerospace, but I don't know. I definitely don't want to do physicists, though. A little bit too much. But it would be cool to understand how the universe, planets, and all that work in total. With Farming Simulator, though, 25, I do enjoy the game. I really enjoy the GPS. As I probably stated in the Helldivers playthrough, I started on console, like I'm sure many people do. I was actually originally a PlayStation user. Started on the PS3 with Battlefield 3 and 4, and the first Black Ops. I loved Ghosts. I loved Ghosts even whenever no one liked Ghosts. I always enjoyed it. You know, man, you throw a dog, like a German Shepherd, in the game with like shooting guns in space, and badass skull masks. I'm already enthralled. I'm already intrigued. You know, it's going to be difficult for me to not like it. And then this is our last head row, I think. And then it's not Ajax. I don't remember who that guy was called, but he's one of the favorite characters, a lot of people's favorites, but dude, I love Ghosts. Ghost was such a fun game for me. I never understood the hate. Never understood it, but I wasn't a big COD player, so I'm sure I was missing out on something. But I think I was originally talking about Farming Simulator. I'm liking the game. I can definitely see how it's not really worth, you know, a full price game, just because, especially now, there's nothing really much new. Like, the coolest features now is the GPS and I guess the rice if you're into that, but the new logging stuff is also kind of cool too. I do enjoy that just a little bit. But so far, I like it. I like it. I wouldn't pay full price. I did, but I wouldn't pay full price for the game anymore. I'd wait for it to go on sale. The issue is, Farming Simulator doesn't really go on sale that often, so I kind of got tired of waiting. I was really wanting to play the game, so I just bought it full price, and I don't regret it. I certainly don't regret getting the game full price. It's just, it would be preferred to get it like 50% off, It's not like a 60, or is it 50? I think it might be 60. It's not that near worth a $60 game at its age, but, that's just my opinion, of course. That is just my opinion, of course. But I'm excited to grow the sunflowers, though. I hope to get more money from them. Well, I like growing corn. It just didn't seem like I was getting the best profit out of the corn. I don't know. It's just a little odd. Because I know that you can get a much better profit with like soybeans. I think even like silage can give you really good money, but I never touch into that. I don't know. I'm just not big on like the grass part of the game, getting that silage. I'm fine with it if it's like you're doing like a sheep farm, or I think horses will eat the hay. Yeah, they should eat hay. That's fine. And I enjoy the baling part, but it's just grass. It's not very interesting. It's not like you're growing these big, tall stalks of corn or sunflowers or whatever, and then using this massive harvester to, harvest it. We are okay. That's the hedgerows dead, so let's just start our rows now. Yeah, hope you all have had a good day. Hope everything in your life is going smooth. Hope you're happy too. Gotta stay happy. I mean, and make sure, especially if you're a student. Sorry, hit my mic. Gotta stay positive. Gotta keep that mental health going. Just because, I mean, you'll get burnt out. I've done it many times. I regret it every single time, and it's always your own fault, right? Like a class can give you a hefty workload, and yeah, you can argue that it's part of the reason, but another part of the reason is just you didn't like care enough about your health, and so when you get burnt out and you don't want to do things anymore, it's but I got a system now that I'm willing to share with y'all about what I do to keep track of my mental health since as a college student. So what I do is I will spread out homework. That's a big thing. I used to do like a homework assignment over multiple days. I'm not really doing that this semester. I'm kind of switching it up a little bit. Changing my theory, my idea, because my last theory, sorry, Siri activated. My last theory was if I reduce the amount of time per day in doing homework or whatever, that my life would be easier. I won't get as stressed as I would be from anything else. And I was partly right, you know, but I've realized I'm low on gas. I've realized that there's a difference. There's a long-term stress and a short-term stress. A short-term, let's get into that. Short-term stress, this is what I see, so I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, whatever, so check my words with a grain of salt, but I have experience, so, we'll see. Um, but, here's the thing about stress, right? I believe that there is a short-term and a long-term stress. I did not drop the plow. There we go. You have, with short-term stress, that's like, well, just homework, right? You're not getting it quite down. You're kind of struggling with the homework. You're having to really think about the problem. That's short-term stress. Um, long-term is like a bad job, or literally a long amount of stress. So, and of course, short-term stress can feed into long-term stress. So, what I do now is I have time windows to do homework each day. My semester this semester this semester is pretty lackluster. I'm literally at the minimum hours for full time, which is 12. And so what's happening is I have a lot more time for homework. And also I have these really big blocks of time to do homework. If I don't get a certain homework done within that time, I'm not going to do it after that time block, which it usually ends at like 5 p.m. for me. I will then continue it the next day. So it's kind of a combination, but not really, of what I did, of doing homework over multiple days, whatever. The issue with doing homework over multiple days, though, is that weight on your shoulders, that stress that you feel of, that just looms over you like, oh man, I have this homework it's due. Shit. Let's get like an awkward due date, because they're always on an awkward due date. Wednesday, or better yet, Tuesday. I just have this homework. It's due on Tuesday. It's a little difficult. Yeah, it's taking me, I'm doing like 2 questions a day. Let's say it's a 10-question assignment, or 5 questions a day. And like, yes, it's nice to get that chunk of homework done quickly, but it's still the same amount of stress. And that's the thing. That is the thing. That's what I kind of realized why I need to change it. Because the stress, though it is in a shorter term, feels the exact same as if that were put in like a 2-hour time frame instead of a 1-hour time frame. Because usually for me it takes like about an hour probably to get a homework done, maybe. It kind of depends. Like 2 hours is probably a better estimate. It takes about 2 hours for me to get a homework done. So whenever I get that homework done in one day, one sitting, I have a day committed to this homework. You get it done. Guess what? That weight isn't on your shoulders for more than 3 hours. Absolutely nowhere near the amount of time or the amount of weight on your shoulders for like 2 days, 3 days, even. Like that's a massive difference. 48 hours versus 3. It's crazy. It's a crazy difference, and that's what has honestly already made me feel a little bit better. Um, and oddly enough, I get more time off. I honestly get more time off, which doesn't make much sense. Now in that day, probably not. But guess what? But think about this. You have 4 homeworks a week. For me, I have 4 homeworks a week. You get 1 homework done each day. You have a nice Friday off. That's quite nice. Or you can do what I do sometimes, and you can stack homework into a day. So you can do 2 homeworks in a day. Well, guess what, man? That's 2 days off now. So it's quite nice. It's honestly quite nice. So instead of having just a small chunk of time off in each day, and then you have to get right back to the same homework the day after, well, guess what, man? Now you have an entire day off. So, yeah. And it's helped me out quite a lot. And I think, obviously, stress is affected differently towards everybody. Everybody needs to deal with stress differently. But hey, might as well try out my solution, see how it works for you, or better yet, experiment for yourself, man. Like, seriously. Like, help yourself. You know, go through the pieces, go through what makes you feel better. And then have a cool day. Have an amazing day. You know? Seriously. It's it is definitely worth investing in your mental health, because let me tell you this, like, your mental health, or your physical health rather, is directly coordinated to your mental health. Easily. You feel stressed, guess what? You don't eat as well. You don't think as well. Obviously, you're mentally stressed. Your sleep isn't as good. And I'm a firm believer that sleep is very important, though. That doesn't mean I follow it. but you don't sleep as good. You don't eat as good. You don't. You might lose hobbies. Kinda. Like, I hate to make this comparison, but kinda like depression in a way. It's also, there's anxiety as well. You just feels like you lose time in everything you want to do, so you don't do it. So I guess an example of that from me is my bass guitar. I got too focused on school, which isn't like a bad thing, but it can be. And well, I lost focus on my bass, and I didn't play for probably a couple of weeks, maybe a month, which is pretty decent if you actually play your instrument. So things just kind of happen. It's an unfortunate thing, but you get through it. And it just makes you enjoy those weekends and those days off so much better. Oh, that is one thing. Because during the summers, I usually try to do a full-time job, and you just enjoy those weekends so much more. They're so much more valuable to you. If you're in public school, something like that. Public school, not that hard. High school, not that hard. Maybe to some it's harder, but it wasn't that difficult for me. Um, but kind of the issue is that you have a lot of time off. You have a lot of time off whenever you're in high school or middle school. You know, you have homework to do, you have assignments to do, but you know classes in high school and middle school give you time to do your work in class. You know, in class assignments. Those are very common things. So whenever you got home, you didn't really have homework. Of course, you always did, but you know, it's you know nowhere near that bad. Not as bad as college or anything like that. And you know, another thing about college, it's kind of weird. Public school teachers are such a fear monger with college. Like, they say the professors are horrible or they're just rude, you know. They a bunch of bad examples, and that you should be afraid of college. Don't be afraid of college. It's not that bad. Trust me. The professors will be 10 times better than your public school teacher. Easily. Um, they don't care as much, which, yeah, they don't really care as much. They are, however, strict over homework. I will say that you've probably heard, if you're not in college, that by your high school teacher, that if you um, don't turn in a homework assignment on time, they will not accept it. That is true. That is true. That is something that can happen. But sometimes you can get that type of professor, but they will give you the ability to email them and say, "Hey, can I get an extension on the due date, please? You know, please and thank you, and don't forget your manners." And then they'll be like, "Yeah, sure." You know, then it's fine. But it depends on the professor to professor. But professors are generally chilled. Uh, they can be bad, but you know they're not really too bad. Not too bad. I'm pretty lucky on my professors this year, so I'm enjoying my college life right now. This semester, last semester was quite something. That was horrible. Um, I was doing like 15 hours, 16 credit hours, 15 or 16, and the but the classes that I was doing added. It's snowing hard, by the way. Dang. The classes that I was doing were adding a lot of required time that was more than what the college was saying was required. So most of the time classes are 3 credit hours, you know, because you're there in the lecture 3 hours a week. Well, I had a certain class. And it was an extra lecture, an extra 1 hour lecture. And it was 2 hours of required team meetings for this class. It was horrible. It was horrible. I also had labs, 2 labs. I had a materials science lab and a fluids lab. Material science was badass. I loved material science. That lab and the class itself was very cool. Fluids lab was also pretty cool too, especially whenever we got to use the wind tunnel. But the labs were 1 credit hour, but the labs are 2 hours long. So, yeah, another lie. It turned out I did the calculation of how many hours I'm actually doing, And this is all in class hours too, not our like time in doing homework. It was 24 hours, a full day, each week for nothing but class time. That is insane. Imagine, let's say on a Wednesday. Wednesday? Oh yeah. For the full 24 hours of Wednesday, you will be in a class, sat down, doing something. It was absolutely horrible. It was so grueling. I never want to do that again. Will I have to do that again at some point? Probably not, because I don't have to do those labs anymore, yay. But, or any of those bitch-ass classes that are actually 6 credit hours whenever they said there were 3. Or, fuck, that wasn't even 6, it was like 8 or 7 credit hours. To flip that. Yeah, horrible. That was horrible. But I say all these scary things, doesn't mean it'll happen to you. So don't get too distraught about all this stuff. But yeah. Other than that, college is pretty fun. I mean, you get to meet some new friends, a lot of new friends, depending on how social you are. I was pretty lucky, and I moved to my college, with a friend, and he was a lot more extroverted than I was. I'm not much of an extrovert. Excuse me. So I gained a lot of friends through him, because we would be together. He would come out and just talk to somebody randomly, and bada bing, bada boom, we're now friends. So get yourself an extroverted friend if you're introverted. It helps a lot. But yeah, you make new friends. You have fun with those new friends. Do whatever, party, drink, whatnot. The usual college stuff. Yeah, have a fun time with college. You have a fun time, and it's your first taste of freedom as well. Freedom's low-key overrated, though. Kind of crazy to say, but let's get a little political. All freedom brings is now the government actually is watching your back and is making sure you pay those damn taxes on time, son. Because if you don't, well, I guess you're going to jail. Even though there's plenty other certain people that don't pay them. So, you definitely pay a lot more attention to politics in college. You'll notice that too. You will pay a lot more attention to politics in college. Oh yeah, just enough too. Look at that. Perfectly good. Beautiful. Damn, it's snowing like a son of a bitch. But yeah. But, college, though, in itself is fun. I think we are done with this field. Can hardly see anything, the snow is so thick. Yeah. Alright, cool. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Put these tools back in the shop. Clean them. Looks like no fast forwarding for that field. Sorry guys, sorry I had to sit through that, but at least I was talking all the way through. But I've talked a lot, so I probably won't be talking much for the planting, so you'll be able to see through that in peace and watch the satisfying work of a cedar planter go to work. Sprayer down. Won't be using you for the rest of the season. I don't know if this is true either, but I don't think Sunflowers has plowing required. We'll see. So I think I'm probably gonna use the profits from the greenhouse or the sunflowers to aid in the cost or aid in the purchase of a cultivator. So we'll see. Oh, so satisfying, dude. Look at that. So squeaky clean. It's good with me. Oh. I want to forget the weight. I am playing on controller, as you can tell. Makes the game easier. Makes driving a lot easier. Right. Let's go ahead and... Will it drop like that? Yes, it will. Okay. Backed up here, nice and slow. I might do American Truck Simulator gameplay as well. I'm not too sure if I want to just start from scratch and make it like a little series. There you go. Or if I want to just start, already have a save. Have a Peterbilt 389. And trailer, all that, so. Alright, there we are. Actually, that'll be a next month thing. I'm gonna buy a fuel trailer so I can fuel the combine and the tractor. Alright, let's go to the next month. Okay. Oh, hello. It's very snowy and it's March. Okay. Alright. So, let's buy ourselves a trailer. Container. You can buy containers? Oh, it could be. Oh, oh my gosh. Shipping containers can be filled with logs and sold as a whole. So that's how you store logs. I've been wondering that. I don't. How do you. Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. Dude, they have a container trailer? That's badass. Kinda European. I'd like it more. Very European. I'd like it more American style, but get what you get. You don't throw a fit. Yes, yes. What is this? Oh. What can that be put on? I don't know. Doesn't say. Is that a 3-point? Oh, it is. It's a 3-point. Okay. So it goes on the back of a tractor. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Huh. Didn't know that. 10 grand is kind of crazy, but I could rent this trailer. It's not like I need it. But it is kind of cool, though. How much is the lease? 1,500? That's very good. It's not like we need to be spending 30 grand anyways. Let me quickly check on how much fuel the combine and the tractor can be filled with. Tractor is 300 liters. We'll just say 350. And 800. That's 1100 liters, I believe. Yeah, it's 1100 liters. Okay. Put that in the calculator to remember. Alright. So we are damn low on the combine. Yeah, 80 liters. Little low, little low. You will pick up the trailer. Lease it first, but pick up the trailer. Wrong button. Chrome rims all the way. Come on now. We know we chrome it up. Alright. Off we go. There's a deer on the road. Doesn't seem he wants to move. Do love a good Chevy. I used to be a Dodge guy. I still kind of am. I am for like Ram. But recently got into Chevy. Now, after Dodge discontinued the actual Challenger and replaced it with that dumbass fucking all-electric bullshit. Dude, let me just tell you something. Like, all-electric, that is not the future. Not now, anyways. That is not what we need to be investing our money into. It's cool. It's a cool technology. I like electric cars for the technology, dude. Technology that care. What do you mean I can't connect to this son of a bitch? Oh. That's not what I meant to do. Lower the truck a bit. No, not the mirrors. No, but not the mirrors. Okay. Well, that's not very awesome, is it? Okay, I guess I'll get the tractor for this. It's so dumb. I don't know why it's not working. I'll try it one more time. We'll really try. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. Very weird. Very weird. But it's whatever. Grab the 6R. Oh, crashed into a fence. You don't want to do that. Parking stuff in the shed since we can't even use it. grab the tractor. We'll pull the fuel trailer with that. It's not necessarily what I want to do, but whatever. Just a little bit of sliding. Another thing that I would like to do for the farm is upgrade my tractor, because this is the 6R. This is like one of the smallest John Deeres you can get, so I'd like to get the possibly the next step up. I don't know if that's the 6M or if it's still the 6R, just a bigger version. That would be nice. Okay. Works there. I think you can also put it there. No, no. Guess we'll fuel up the tractor itself. It doesn't make any sense that you can't bring the tractor. It's not necessarily what I wanted to refuel, but okay, there we go. We'll fill it up. Fill up the trailer with 800 liters. I probably should do this with the tractor off, but oh well. Okay. Fill that up with 800 liters. Halfway there. Oh, dude. We don't need full 800 liters anyways, that's fine. Close enough though. Pull the combine out here. Get this going. So we'll try this side. Granted, this is obviously my first time using this trailer, so I don't know. Let's see if I just have to... Oh, I might actually have to do it from the tractor itself. Didn't mean to do that. It should be refuelable from the right side of the combine. That is where the tank is. There we go. Very odd that you have to do it from the trailer, but... Oh. Who needs snow, right? Not me. I don't like snow at all. That's so sudden. Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of snow. Not my sort of thing. Didn't like it anyways. Granted, I just noticed that soccer ball in the tree. Okay. Don't need this thing anymore. Thank you, thank you. There you at? There you are. Alright. Nope. Want to do that. Sounds good. My tractor will be busy tomorrow or next month. Don't think our fields need anything. I think that little strip where a road used to be needs lime, but that won't do hardly anything to our yield. I could add an extra beehive. Wait. This beehive might be able to carry this whole area, but we'll see. Okay. To bed, of course. We're gonna rest the rest of this month, and next month will be a very special month where we plant. Go ahead and do that. I'm not rolling. I also, for the game rules, I also have field stones turned off, but I have everything else turned on. So we will be getting we will be getting a reduction in our yield for not rolling it. It's also raining, so if we want to play it realistically, we can't even plant, so that's awesome. Let me actually check. Oh! That is all on me. I did not know we could plant sunflowers last month. Well, looks like we're going to be having a little late harvest, possibly. I have yet to see a tornado in this game, too. I don't really know how rare they are. I'd obviously think they would spawn sometime soon, like in April and May, since that's tornado season, but I'm not too sure. It's not even supposed to be raining, so. Well, while it's raining, I guess we can do a little bit of order with the machinery. Put this back in the shed. Okay. It's away from the rain. All of the interesting elements. You know, I am certainly fixin' to just plant anyways. That would... Oh, especially because it's going to be hailing in the beginning of May, so that won't be very fun. Yeah, I think we will just get things started here. Okay, so, guys, I'm very sorry. Things are a little out of plan. We're not going to be planting. In fact, this video will be ending. I just saw the timer and I realized that I am now at almost an hour of recording, and I do not want y'all to be watching a long episode of Farming Simulator. Now, it's already long, it's an hour, but I'm gonna let y'all take a break from me, because I'm sure y'all need that. So, in the next episode, we will plant our sunflowers and probably do some field work as well, bring up the yield, all that. Maybe touch on the bees a little bit, probably touch on the greenhouses, a little bit of everything. But I'm sorry that this episode was possibly a little boring because all we did was plow a field while I talked about college life and stress. But hey, you know, we're just hanging out having a fun time, so maybe you enjoyed it. But just noticed that the paint is scratching on the hoods now. Interesting. Anyways, it's still raining, as you can tell. So we will be planting in the next episode, like I just said. So, with that, my friends, actually, with that, my friends, I wish you a very good day. I hope you have an amazing day. If you're about to eat dinner, I hope you have an amazing dinner. I hope it's honestly the best dinner you've ever ate in your life. For sure, my boys, my gals, my friends, wherever you may be, whatever time it may be, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing life. And I hope to see you in the next Farming Simulator video whenever we actually put some seeds in the ground and get some sunflowers growing. See you later, guys.